Chihuahua.
Hello everybody, this is Bitch Cold Black here, and welcome back to the Skulls General Reviews episode 3. Today in this Skulls General Reviews, I'm going to be taking a look at Doctor Who in the Face of Evil Target novelisation. So without further ado, let us begin this review of this just mutilated Doctor Who book. So up here we've got Target logo, then Doctor Who and the Face of Evil by Terrance Dicks. And then for the cover, and this is all set on a nice blue background, and for the actual kind of central piece itself, we have within this circle we have the jungles of the planet Destroy Session. I don't think it was the planet name was even mentioned in this novelisation, to be honest. But yeah, we've got the jungles of the unnamed planet, with the Fourth Doctor down here looking quite serious. And then here you've got Leela stepping out of the circle, which is a really nice attention to detail with the knife in her hand. So yeah, very simple but a very nice cover. Focus, come on. And it's not focusing, sorry about this. I hope you can still see it all okay. Then on the spine, up the top there, you've got the Target logo again. Thought this really isn't focusing today, are you? Come on. There we go. Not really. And then here you've got the Target logo, Doctor Who and the Face of Evil by Terrance Dicks. As you can see, this is a really poor condition book that I picked up, which I'll go more onto later. So yeah, really poor condition there, but it is written by Terrance Dicks. And then this is the back of the book. Now as you can see, this part of the book has been ripped off, unfortunately, which again I'll go more into more detail later. But basically you've got the blurb here, then cover illustration by Jeff Cummins, and then they've got all prices and whatnot. And for the blurb itself, which I'll read off from my computer, setting the controls for Earth, the Doctor is surprised when the TARDIS lands in a primeval forest. Has the Tracer gone wrong, or has some impulse deep in his unconscious mind directed him to this alien planet? In investigating the forest, the Doctor meets and assists Leela, a warrior banished from her tribe, the Seventeen. Through Leela, it gradually becomes apparent that the constant war between the Seventeen and the Tesh has been instigated by the god they both worship, Zonan. Zonan, an all-powerful computer, is possessed by a desperate madness. A madness that is directly related to the Doctor, to Doctor Who it actually says, which is quite an interesting choice. Not sure how I feel about that. That causes Zonan to assume the voice and form of the Doctor, a madness that is partly caused by the Doctor and that only the Doctor can rectify. A bit repetitive. The Doctor must not only do battle with Zonan, but also must escape from the savage practices of the 17 and the technical mind control and destructive impulses of the Tesh. Now we're going to be moving on to the general consensus of this book, and then I'm going to be moving on to my own personal thoughts and opinions on the book. So without further ado, let's take a look at the general consensus. On Goodreads, this book has gotten an average rating of 3.5 out of 5, with reviews like Fourth Doctor, about as good as seeing the episode, and you don't have to grit your teeth against bad voice acting by Tom Baker, atmospheric and deep in the first 5 chapters and the last couple. The rest is simple and cliche and doesn't explain confusing things in the show, although the author didn't really expand or clarify anything that was already in the episode. The usual handful of spelling errors and some items appear out of nowhere. I wouldn't recommend it to a fan eagerly devouring the episodes. The show is better, but I would recommend it to a casual fan who found it much more convenient to get the novelisations than the shows. 3 out of 5. a brilliant Doctor Who story about a crashed colony expedition that has broken down into tribes and are too busy fighting each other to notice something is seriously wrong with this planet. Who is Zonan? Is he a god? Why is he messing with everybody? And why does the Doctor have the funny feeling that he's been here before? Great sci-fi, lots of action, suspense and humour. Back away, quote, or back away or kill him with this deadly jelly baby. And also the story that introduces Leela, one of the most original companions. Heck, I'm always thrilled when they do something different with the girl from modern times. 5 out of 5. One of my favourite novelisations that happens to be one of my favourite stories that introduces my favourite companion, Leela. One of the best elements of the novelisation is that it clarifies some backstory that wasn't clearly explained in the episode, and there is a wry sense of humour that permeates the story. 4 out of 5. So with all of that out of the way, now what is my own personal opinion on Doctor Who and the Face of Evil Target novelisation by Tone Sticks. Do I agree with the general consensus or not? Let's find out in this review. I actually completely demolished this Doctor Who book last night. This book is about 120 pages in all, and I'm not joking, I read it all in one go in only about 1.5 hours. Yeah, I'm not joking, I got through this in 1 hour and 30 minutes all in one go, and it was an absolutely fantastic Doctor Who book in my personal opinion. Really good novelisation by Tone Sticks. I can't really comment on whether this is a good adaptation. Well, it's definitely a good adaptation of a TV story, but what I mean is that I can't really talk about too much and compare it to the actual Face of Evil television serial, because I haven't actually watched the Face of Evil serial yet. But I would definitely say this is an absolutely fantastic target novelisation of what appears of a really interesting story. I really like the concepts that this book had, such as the spiny fawn that Leela uses throughout this book. I can't remember what it was called, but that was all very interesting. And I also really like the concept of Zonan, which is basically this completely batshit insane computer that is actually possessed by the Doctor in a way. And it's very interesting to see how the Doctor is linked to Zonan, and that's all very interesting and all. And overall, this was absolutely a fantastic Doctor Who book, and I would highly recommend it. This is one Doctor Who book that I actually found for only 50p in this second-hand bookshop, with 13 other target novelisations, which were The Sense the Space Museum, The Ark, The Macra Tower, The Faceless Ones, Doctor and the Cave Monsters, The Talons of Rain Cheyenne, Creatures from the Pit, Megaloth, Warrior's Gate, The Keep of Sharpen, Black Orchid and Slipback. So yeah, I found this book along with all of those others for only 50p in this second-hand bookshop, which is very which is an absolutely amazing find. So I got 14 target novelisations including this one for only £7, which is crazy. So yeah, and as you can see, I did pick up this book in extremely poor condition, and because of its condition, when I was reading it last night, some of the pages have started falling out. As you can see, this has just completely come away from the book binding. It's really poor condition book, so it was a really poor condition book anyway, so I'm not surprised some of the pages came away whilst I was actually reading the book. So maybe one day I'll pick up the Virgin reprint, or maybe just another copy of this book. Probably get the Virgin reprint someday though. But yeah, Doctor and the Face of Evil target novelisation. This is a fantastic little quick read. Like I said, I got through it in only 1.5 hours last night, all in one go. And it's an absolutely fantastic Doctor Who book, and I really enjoyed Doctor Who and the Face of Evil target novelisation by Tone Sticks. I'd overrate this book an 8 out of 10. And that pretty much concludes this video. So like, fair, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Picture go black, dematerialising.